Yo, what's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be breaking down Robthebank's $800,000 a month funnel, right? I'm going to be breaking this down into how he generates traffic and how he converts his traffic into leads, and finally how he converts his leads into customers paying for his one-on-one coaching. Right now, before I actually enter this video, it's only for you. If you have an info product and you're looking for some ways to scale it from somebody such as Robthebank, who obviously sells info at a very, very high scale and makes a ton of money from it and knows what he's doing with it, or maybe you grow for free or something like that, and you're looking for some ideas and frameworks you can use on your clients to help them make more money, right? If that's not you can still go ahead and watch this video. I just want to get specific with who this video is actually for. So first, let's get into how he actually gets traffic. So Robthebank has a TikTok page right here. As you can see, he has 100,000 followers on here. So nothing too crazy compared to his other social medias. And obviously, TikTok, it doesn't really convert too well. So on here, he just pushes all of his traffic to his Instagram. He doesn't, do anything fancy, have any funnel through here because he knows that he's probably not really going to get too many leads coming through here. And overall, TikTok is just another touch point for him, right? Another place for people to see him at. So as you can see, here are the type of videos that he posts onto his TikTok. His views aren't too crazy so recently, 3K, 4K, 1K. But as you can see, he has some viral videos, right? Like 6.5 million, 4.4 million. You guys get the point, right? So he knows how to go viral. He has this very, very unique sort of like content strategy, which is, you don't really see it through too many other people. And it's sort of like when you see this sort of editing style, you know that it is Robthebank himself, right? So on here, he mainly just posts about his life, so like relationships, making money, business, friendship, things of that nature as well. And overall, just has a very, very unique style of content. But there's nothing too much really going on his TikTok page. So next we have his YouTube. Right now, on here he has 81.1k subscribers, which is a solid amount, especially for YouTube, because on YouTube people are going to spend way more time with you compared to other social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, or whatnot, right? Because YouTube is long form content. So because of that, he's going to be basically having a way better audience on his YouTube channel compared to other social media platforms. So him having 81k subscribers on here is really, really good. So his content strategy honestly isn't really too specific when it comes to YouTube. I don't really think he follows one like too strictly, right? Because you can see he posts some videos such as like him DJing, so just him showing off what he does in his like spare time. But he also posts like these sort of more top of funnel types of videos. So videos that are like very, very likely to go viral. So like you and your millionaire friends spend 500k in Europe, or how to build systems that actually achieve your goals, how to reach your full potential. Videos like this, right? Which are more videos that are just like likely to go viral. But other than that, he doesn't really have too much of a strategy going here. I think he just posts and just really just hopes, right? Like he doesn't really have any type of specific strategy. Obviously, I might be wrong, but I can't really tell just through his content alone, right? Now he pushes all of his traffic to here, right? So a 1 hour long VSL, right? So literally all of the YouTube videos in the bio of them, he just has a link to his one YouTube video. This is a very, very good strategy that I've seen it work with a ton of info people, where they have all this different content, and instead of pushing their traffic into a landing page or something straight away, they just push their traffic into another one of their YouTube videos, which is obviously super low friction. And so many people are going to go ahead and watch this video, obviously, right? Because yeah, as you can see, it has nearly 100,000 views. And what this video is a VSL. So the whole point of this video is to basically get the viewer to go ahead and book a call, probably, or just take the next step down the funnel at the end of it. So as you can see, this video is titled "How to Start a $30 Million Brand with 0 Followers in 2025," and it's a full guide because that's what Robthebank sells his info product on, which is starting your own e-commerce brand or something like that. Right now, in this video, he basically goes over why e-commerce is king. So like one of the best business models that you can start right now, even as like a beginner or whatnot. What actually is e-commerce, because so many people are going to come from one of his random videos, come across this video and be sort of intrigued. They still need to know exactly what e-commerce actually is. His story to making $30 million with his own e-commerce business as well, which obviously some crazy results. How to actually start the business model, and it's also a 1 hour long VSL, right? Which is a very, very long VSL, and people are going to end up watching this video pretty sold on what it is that Robthebank actually does. When it started as well, and obviously some amount of people are actually be ready to pay and invest into his info product at the end of this, right? So that's basically it for his whole YouTube strategy that he has going on. Next, we have his Instagram page. So as you can see on here, this is his biggest social media at 1.1 million followers, which is obviously a ton. So his bio is Pearl Emotion. I don't really know what that means, to be honest. And then he has an add to his second Instagram, which is more info product focused, and I'm going to break it down in a second. And then also he has a link to his Forbes, right? So no landing page, nothing like that. He has made big money in a business model, and he's basically going to show that off, right? So I didn't actually screenshot this, but what it basically is a screenshot to a Forbes post about him It's like a website on how he made like 30 million after selling some type of um like his business or something like that, right? So that's basically social proof in your face, right? On top of that, he also has a ton of client results, which people are really going to want to see. But even this in itself is obviously going to make people really trust him and really tell him that he actually knows what he's talking about because he's literally done it before to such a high scale, right? Like it is rare that we see these other info sellers really make this much money through the info. I mean, doing what they actually teach, but he has, right? So that's going to put him ahead of so many people straight away. Now, on his actual content, I'm not sure anything of this, but what he posts on here is sort of similar to his TikTok, right? So it's not the exact same content, but it's just like same type of style. So like sort of more like relationship content, live content, and just him speaking about different things, right? So there's really nothing too specific on here. Like when I see like when I first came across his videos, I didn't even think that he sold info. Like I just thought he was some content creator. Um, but yeah, like as you can see, his posts are really nothing too specific, just sort of more like live content, a lot of content about women, psychology, and just things of that nature, right? So that's it for his Instagram. And next we have his second Instagram. So this is the one where, I mean, this is probably the big money maker, right? People who are watching this Instagram content, they're not really going to be too lucky to buy from him because there's definitely a ton of people who watch this content which don't even know like that he sells info product in the first place. But once they go on in his bio, they actually get taken to this Instagram, which is called $1 Million Brand Club. Now, the bio is you do not need a mentor, you need source access, and then it's going to be a link to his landing page, right? Now, this is actually a pretty sort of different strategy that I've seen. I've never really seen anyone have a second Instagram. I've seen people have a second YouTube, but not really with the Instagram. But definitely works very, very well, especially because obviously he has a million followers on here, and a very, very small percentage of these people actually be interested in his info product, compared to this one where he has 100K followers, but he's way more straightforward about him actually having an info product and actually selling one. Right now, for his content, it's basically the same type of style, the editing, the whole style of it, the quality and whatnot. But he has way more make money online type of content. So more just stuff on like psychology, more stuff on just making money online and stuff like that. Right. So it's just content that's way more targeted towards his ICP. Right now, if you know what ICP means, it stands for ideal customer profile, and it's basically what his ideal customer is. Right. I'm sure he has crystal clear clarity on who this is, and he basically makes his content directed to those group of people compared to just trying to make content that's going to be more appealing and more broad and just more entertaining to a ton of people, right? Because obviously the main point of this Instagram is to really sell his info product, right? This one is just to get people to really know him. This one is to really get people to like him and trust him more, right? So that's it for this Instagram page as well, right here. 100K followers is still a ton. And yeah, finally we have his X account. So as you can see, there's really nothing too crazy going on here. Sort of like his TikTok again, 20K followers only. Basically just tweets his thoughts, right? But he doesn't really have a link in the description or anything like that. But it's still just another touch point, right? It's still just another place for people to, get to know him even more. And it's just another touch point. So it's just useful to have. So that's basically for his whole content strategy. Literally, all of his content is basically directed either into this VSL right here on YouTube, where you then get directed to his landing page, or if you find him through his Instagram, you basically then get directed straight to his landing page right there. But the whole point of his content strategy is to basically get people to like him and trust him, right? And this is so important if you sell info, because not only you need to get people to know you, to actually know you in the first place, you also need to get people to like you and trust you if you actually want to be able to sell anything to them. And he obviously does this very, very well. So he has a ton of different touch points. He has long form content, short form content, stories, using the lot, right? So that's it for his Instagram. I mean, his top of funnel content. So next we have how he actually generates leads, right? So now that he gets all his traffic coming in, he needs to actually convert his traffic into people who are somewhat interested in what it is he actually has to sell, right? Because that's the main way that he's monetizing his personal brand. So he has his landing page right here. Now, straight away, when you click on this landing page, I did zoom out a bit, so that's kind of different, but it's so different, right? Like, you don't really see landing pages like this. Most people just use some type of like basic ClickFunnels template or some go high level template and just run with that. But you guys can see his one looks way, way better, super aesthetic, and he sort of has this like sort of twist to his whole brand, right? Even with his original content, this landing page right here, the VSL as well, like everything just looks different, right? Which I really like from him, and that's definitely a big reason as to why he's printing with his info product right now. So the TikTok gold rush is here, steal a $100 million playbook and start and exit a 7 to 8 figure brand in 2025. So pretty big promise. And he has a quick VSL right here. This VSL isn't too long, and it doesn't really need to be because obviously most people are going to be coming from his YouTube, and they've already watched a 1 hour long YouTube VSL most likely. So he doesn't really have to have too long of a VSL here. Then just straight away call to action, where it's going to be a type form. Now below this he has this right here. I'm not too sure what it is. I think it's just some type of AI to help you with your brand growing journey. So that's definitely a great thing to have in this info product to just, make it appeal to people even more. And then it's also just a bit of urgency. So he's obviously saying he's going to close the doors for good and just basically comparing two different people. So just a bit of FOMO right there. Now his VSL especially is different, right? Like straight away, you're looking at his VSL and it doesn't really let anyone's just regular VSL, right? With that film in their room. This one right here, as you can see, he's sitting outside, he has his cars out, the editing style. It's just different and everything just looks way different. And it really just gives him a USP and just makes everything, seem sort of like refreshing in a way because he doesn't really market himself as like a guru or this like info seller, but just as a guy who like almost does his own thing. And like his landing page, everything in his whole funnel really does reflect that. So that's just something you can really take from him, just like make yourself look different and really sort of like try run with style, and like really just use that in all of like your content, your landing page and whatnot. But then as for his type form, he just asks a couple of basic questions. It's actually a pretty high friction type form. He has a ton of questions on there. So he has like 12. As you guys see, I only really got 3 of them, but he has like 12 questions on there. But again, like that's definitely worth it to do for him because obviously he doesn't want to have to fill up his calendar with just unqualified people who aren't really going to actually buy into his info product. He basically wants the most serious people actually opting into this, right? So him having a bunch of questions on there is very, very important to actually filter out all the people who just aren't really going to be serious about actually, working with him, especially because he has a ton of traffic coming in. He has like 1 million followers on Instagram, nearly 100K on YouTube and whatnot, right? So he needs to have a pretty high friction type form in order to actually get rid of all the unqualified leads. So once you fill out the type form, obviously I didn't do that just because I don't really be annoying, but you probably get dialed from an appointment setter from his team, right? From here, they probably will try to book you in for a sales call. So you probably have a short conversation with one of his sales team reps where they'll just, ask a couple of questions, further qualify you for that sales call where you then get booked for. And on that call, you obviously then get closed and they make money. So that's basically it for Robthebank's whole funnel. It's honestly a pretty simple funnel, but I'd say the main takeaway you can get from it is just make yourself look unique, right? He does this through his content, he does it on his landing page, he just does it everywhere, and it just looks different, it looks more unique, and it doesn't really paint him as this regular type of guru, but instead this guy just does everything different. That's definitely something that you can take from him. So that's it for this video, guys. If you are a coach or creator looking to scale, we can just book a free call with me down below. I'll order your whole business, provide you with a free scaling plan, and also hit you with the offer at the end if I actually think that we're going to be able to, work together and actually be a good match. So go ahead and book that free call with me. It's not going to be like a hard close or anything like that. If you don't want to work with me, that's completely fine. You can just go ahead and use a scaling plan yourself, implement everything yourself. Also, if you want to find out more about what I personally do or just connect with me or anything like that, you can go ahead and join my free service. Also going to be in the description below. Let me know what types of like funnel hacks you guys want to see next. And I'll make them. And yeah, peace.